So welcome and thank you for joining this meeting. Yeah, this is our first meeting for the Nairobi DevOps community, and it is where we are going to launch the community virtually, and hopefully maybe in the future we'll have a physical meeting where we can be able to interact physically. So my name is Samuel Kadima, and I'll be the one coordinating this session. And yeah, so you can't hear me clearly, or you can hear me clearly? Paul?
You're clear, Sam.
Oh, okay, good. So yeah, so you're going to have a good session, and it's going to be an informative session. You're going to learn more about us, and we are also going to share with you our future plans, and you also will get the chance to ask any questions that you have, and we'll be able to respond to them. So feel comfortable, feel free to ask any questions that you have, or make any comments that you have, and we'll be able to respond to them. Yeah, so we'll look at our agenda. So what we have on our agenda. So the first thing that you're going to have is the icebreaker, and then you're going to learn about us, and then we'll share with you what our objectives for the community are, and then you'll also get to know our future plans, and then you'll also learn about how you can add value to the community. That is maybe by either volunteering and doing many things, and which may include things like sharing content, things like helping us manage the community and such things. So, and then we'll finally have the Q&A. So here there is a quote by Mark Twain, which says, "The secret to getting ahead is getting started." So we've started today, we started the community. We are actually 1 month old. We start actually about half a month old. Yeah, because we started about on 15th there, and we've managed to grow. So we've grown on LinkedIn and on Twitter, and we have our WhatsApp group as well. So, and we are hoping that we'll be able to grow more and impact as we grow. Yeah, get to reach out to people who are students, people who are working, yeah, different people who are in the DevOps field, so that they can be able to share knowledge and even share opportunities as well. So for our icebreaker today, even before I go to the icebreaker, maybe I would like to hear maybe from 2 or 3 people where they're joining us from, and you can just share your name and let us know maybe what you do. Yeah. So do we have any volunteers before we go to the icebreaker? Yes, Marceline?
Hello and good evening, everyone. My name is Marceline Muchama. I am a network engineer and practicing DevOps engineer as well. And I'm joining you from Nairobi. Thanks.
Okay, thank you very much, Marcy. So maybe you can hear from maybe 2 more people, and then we continue. 2 or 3 more people. Yes, Collins.
Evening, guys.
Good evening.
So I'm Collins, CEO at Develogence. Quite interested with the DevOps community. So I'm here to listen and see what kind of opportunities we can be able to just put in to the community. Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. It's very good to hear that. So do we, Tony?
Hello.
Hello, Tony. How are you?
I'm fine. So I'm Tony Kivai. I'm a student. I'd started working as a software engineer, then got started with DevOps a bit like a year ago. So I'm still kind of learning it and trying to figure out what it's all about. So yeah, I'm glad to be here.
Okay. we are more glad to have you here. And we believe that you're going to learn a lot through the community. So Enoch Ngetich says, working at Moi Uni as systems admin. Thank you, Enoch, for joining us. So yeah, actually for the rest of the guys, if you're not able to speak, you can still share just on the chat, share your name and let us know what you do. But we can get maybe 2 more to speak. Anyone who'd like to speak? Yes, Emma.
Hi, good evening. My name is Emma Gashoki, a software developer, and I'm joining from Kirinyaga County.
Okay, I'm happy to hear that. Thank you for joining us. So we can hear from Ivy. I think Ivy, your hand was up.
Hi, my name is Ivy. I am a serverless backend developer. I am from Nairobi. Pleased to be here.
Okay, good. Thank you for joining us. So, yes, Mamoon.
Hi guys, good evening. My name is Mamun Bonakombo. I'm joining from Mombasa. I am a system administrator and practicing also DevOps in with some 1 year experience and yeah, still learning. And I'm glad to be joining this group.
Okay, thank you very much for joining us from such a far place. Yeah, and welcome. So I think we can move on to, some people had shared on the chat. Yeah, Lawrence says, community manager, project manager, Specia Tech. Thank you, Lawrence, for joining. So I think we can go on to the icebreaker and see what we have. So we have the first question that we have here. Would you rather have your dream job and be unable to retire in 50 years or have a terrible job but get to retire in 10 years? So feel free to raise your hand. Would you rather have your dream job and be unable to retire in 50 years or have a terrible job but get to retire in 10 years? Anyone? So Enoch says, better have a terrible job and retire in 10 years. You can still comment on the chat. So would you rather have a dream job? So Collins also says, better retire in 10 years. Eric says, dream job, but never retire. Tony says, dream job, but never to retire. Martin says, dream job, never to retire. So for me, I would prefer the dream job as well, because it should be something I love. So I won't mind if I don't retire, because I'll still have fun. So maybe we can look at the second one. So we have one more. So would you rather give up social media or eat same dinner for the rest of your life? Eric, give up social media. Yes, that is a good decision. Collins, social media. Emma, social media. So nobody would like to eat the same dinner for the rest of their lives. So I can see Martin, Tony, social media. Tony eat the same meal. Wow, interesting. So Smarter will give up social media. Okay, so I think the people will give social media more. So Jogu says, depending on what meal it is. Jogu, what is your favorite meal? Okay, so I think we can continue. So we have our speaker here. that is going to take us through the next session. So let me check if he's in here. Or Samson.
Hi, Sam.
Samson, so I would like to give you the chance to take us through the session. So you'll just introduce yourself and then you pick up from there. So as Samson presents, I would like to remind you that if you have a question, feel free to type it on the chat and we'll be able to respond to it on the chat. And if it's so urgent, you can also raise your hand. So then you'll be given a chance to respond, but it will be responded to, but we'll be having a Q&A session at the end. Yeah, but feel free to write any comments or anything on the chat as we go on. So welcome, Samson.
Hi, Sam. Kindly confirm if you can hear me.
Yes, I can hear you clearly.
Thank you. So good evening, everyone, from wherever you're joining us from. It's great to see everyone here. So my name is Samson Kalume. I'm a senior software engineer. I'm training as a DevOps engineer as well. So it's great to be here, and it's great to connect with people from different backgrounds. Thanks, Sam, for the introduction and for the icebreaker. Quite interesting that I think I would, maybe for the second question, I would just enjoy one meal. I'd just be happy leaving social media, but I just enjoy one meal. I believing that that will be my favorite meal. So thanks, but moving on, guys. So maybe Sam, you can move to the next slide, kindly. Thank you. So we basically, as Sam shared, that we are very new, a very new community, which is slightly not yet a month old, and but as a community, we've got different missions and a vision that we would want to achieve, collectively as a community. So one of the things that is in our goal and our mission is basically to create a supportive and inclusive community that values diversity and fosters learning and growth. You realize that with DevOps, if you have an idea about DevOps, there are many tools, many things to learn. And thereby we as a community are here to be able to have that supportive and inclusive community, where we can be able to just learn. We also basically have a mission to empower members to, excel in their careers and, to create a thriving DevOps community. For a start, of course, it's Nairobi. But then I believe with time, we should be able to, grow the community to other areas. But that's the whole mission. That's we empower members to excel as, as DevOps engineers in different fields. And we also here basically to, promote values of continuous improvement, automation and collaboration. And we also aim to be able to make a positive impact on the industry as a whole. You realize that DevOps industry is relatively new. Companies are embracing DevOps. And I believe that this community should be able to, provide, promote values so that we can be able to have an industry that is ripe in, DevOps using different automation, tools and continuous improvement. Next slide, please. Yeah, thank you. So our vision, basically to be a leading DevOps community in Nairobi. driving innovation and empowering professionals to excel in their careers. And this is going to be basically through different ways, different platforms and different activities that we're going to have as a community, as we shall see in the next slides. So we can move on to the next slide. Thank you. So we are a small team of dedicated individuals who are just passionate about promoting and promoting the growth and success of DevOps industry. So we have a mindset of learning. So we are basically learners as well as dedicated individuals. This team, as you shall see, is just composed of different members, students, and also professionals in different fields, but passionate about the DevOps industry, both just in Nairobi and also beyond. So, so the team is composed of a number of professionals, which so we've got Samuel Kadima, who is a DevOps professional. We've got myself there. We've got Daniel Orega. We've got Mamun, who is, I think, based in Mombasa. We've got Emma Nyakio. We've got Maslin Mochama. We've got Ivy Chepto. We've got Karen and Cleophas Kadima, and also Franklin. So this is just a team, and of course we are open. We are not closed, so we're open to get input, get more guys, joining us, so that we can be able to, have this community being vibrant and grow this community. So that's just a brief about the team at the moment. But I believe that with time we'll be able to grow, because you realize that as a community, there are different areas. There's social media aspect that need to be managed. There are many different aspects, as we shall see. So we're basically inviting guys to, guys who are passionate to be able to also join. So next slide, Sam. Thank you. So what are our objectives? As a community, we've got different objectives, which basically we believe that these should be able to help us, meet our objectives, our mission and our vision. So we would like to promote the adoption of DevOps best practices and principles, of course, through learning from guys who are practicing DevOps engineers, guys who are in the field. So together should be able to, help us to promote the adoption of DevOps best practices. What is best in the industry? What are the recommended tools? What works? What doesn't work? So basically, that's what we are looking into, doing. So we promote the adoption of best practices and principles of DevOps, and what are the standards? What are the best practices that should be followed? Of course, next we're looking at promoting providing educational resources and training opportunities. Definitely, from the activities that we're going to have. Through these activities, should be able to, provide, resources that, members can be able to, continue learning, because you realize that DevOps is a field that where there's continuous learning. So we are looking into providing such resources. Of course, as we do that, we are fostering, we are basically having a collaborative community of, for DevOps professionals. So we basically creating that network where we can be able to collaborate as DevOps professionals in different industries where we're working or where we're learning, and be able to have a vibrant community of professionals who are collaborating in different aspects. And of course, through this, we're basically also having an objective to organize and host regular events, such as workshops. Of course, this is gonna be online, gonna be virtual as we're having now, but we're also looking at having workshops which are physical meetings where you can be able to network, and we can have different meetups. Of course, for a start, we're starting in Nairobi, but I believe we should be able to have this in different other towns. And who knows, you invite professionals from outside our country and even in different area, markets. So in our community as well, we also planning to provide mentorship and also guidance to new and emerging DevOps professionals. So this would be, of course, if we are not having mentors within us, of course, we'll be able to always try to talk to different people who can be able to come in and provide that mentorship as and when is required. So these are some of the objectives. Next slide, Sam. Yeah, of course, as a community, we are guided with different code of conduct. We expect that as a community, we'll work together in a respectful way. We'll work together in an open way. Of course, we as much as possible trying to encourage professionalism within the community. We are a community who like members to be accountable to each other, in our different spaces. Of course, compliant and also not discriminating. As much as we come from different backgrounds, we want an environment or a community that is respectful to each other, not discriminating, whether someone is a student, whether someone is different race, different color, or whichever aspects are there. We want a community, we like a community where we are all speaking sort of one voice. So that's how some of the things that are guiding us, even as we start. Next slide, Sam. Yeah, thank you. So, so just briefly, I know this is our first first meeting, our first launch, and so what are some of the activities that we're going to be engaged in? Of course, I mentioned earlier, first one is meetups. So this gonna be virtual. Some of them we're gonna have them physical meetups. We will also organize workshops where we can invite professionals, have talks, have different networking avenues that can be able to share what we're learning from about DevOps, what we are learning from our different spaces. We'll also have online resources that we'll share. We'll have, as I mentioned earlier, mentoring programs. Of course, as a community, we want to also give back to the community where we are. So we'll have some a bit of CSR activities, a bit of social events that we want to organize. So as we'll see in the next slide, we have different activities that we are also just having planned for this coming month of May. We realize that for us to start strong, we need to have activities as soon as possible. So we share this, of course, in our different forums on LinkedIn and also on WhatsApp. But we'll always be keeping you updated on what is coming next and the different links that we will be able to share with you. So we're planning, of course, in the 14th, that's the coming week, we are planning to have an expert career talk. And this is very key because you realize that as a DevOps engineer, you would want to, maybe you're moving from a sysadmin, or maybe you're moving from a software engineer to a DevOps engineer. What is the roadmap, or what do you need for you to become a successful DevOps engineer? So we would like to, have a brief talk about that. We realize that we feel that that's like a beginning. So basically we organize an expert to come give us a talk on, what's the roadmap? How do I need, if I'm a sysadmin, if I'm a software support, or if I'm a developer, what do I need to become a DevOps engineer, or excel in the DevOps field? So on the 14th, we are planning to have that expert career talk. Then on the 21st, we will get things dirty, our hands dirty with shell scripting. So we will have a practical session that we basically look at the nitty-gritties of shell, and how different commands that you need to learn as you start a career, or as you progress in your DevOps engineering career. So we'll have that session on shell scripting. Then on the 28th, we're looking at, of course, very key collaborative tools, and one of it, we're going to look at GitHub. We'll talk about, Git. We'll talk about how you can share code, how you can talk about the, Git branching, and the details about Git. So you don't want to miss this session, because this is very key, especially when you're working with developers. You basically need to understand how you pull your code, how Git works, and how developers are able to share their code. Of course, and then now, after that, we are looking at having different talks. I think this will be on the 11th. That'll be June, I think, if I'm not wrong, where we'll be able to have, of course, an expert career talk. We'll invite an expert to be able to come and give us have a session. So this is just a highlight of the activities that we are planning in the month of May. And moving on, we'll be able to have different activities. Next slide, Sam. Yeah, thank you. So as a member, how can you add value, to the community? Because we're just a small team who started this community, and we would like to grow. So how can you help? How can you help in? So how can you help? So one of it is coming in to help us organize a workshop, or come up with topics that you would want us to learn. So you can run a workshop, you can give us a career talk to us about Git, talk to us about different tools, talk to us about Ansible, talk to us about different tools that you use in your space. Give us ideas. So what can we discuss? What should we talk about? Of course, that's what we're looking for. Connect us with DevOps professionals. We realize that we are a small team. We don't know everything. We are learning. We are learners. So maybe you got different guys that you're talking to, whether international or whether local. Connect us to them, and let's share our vision. Let's share our mission, so that they can be able to come in and help us to grow as DevOps professionals. Of course, very important, give us feedback. Share with us what you'd like to see. Share us what you'd like to hear. Share ideas, different ideas, how you can make the community grow, how you can make it better. Very important, share about our different posts. Of course, we are linked. We are in LinkedIn. We are on WhatsApp. We're also on I believe, on our Twitter. So just share. When you follow us, share the different posts that we've put on our different channels. Share the different links about our events. And of course, we need your help to basically just organize different events. Next slide, Sam. Okay, I think this is basically like the last slide. So these are some of the different channels where we are at the moment. So we've got WhatsApp, we are on Twitter, and we also on LinkedIn. Just search Nairobi DevOps Community, you should be able to find us. So follow us, share our posts, and let's help this community to grow. So thank you so much for listening. I'll hand over back to Sam. Thank you. I think at this point we'll invite questions and any clarifications that from the audience. Thank you very much for listening. Sam, back to you.
Okay, thank you for the good presentation, and thank you everyone for being patient and listening. So I think we can welcome any questions that you have, and then we pick up from there. So does anyone have a question? Yes, Tony.
Hello again.
Hello.
Yeah. So, first of all, do you want questions, general questions on the community and how the planning and everything, or we can even ask like questions about experience with DevOps and everything?
Yeah, I think any question, you can ask any question.
Oh, okay. Okay, so one question I have is, I've been trying to work within DevOps for like the past year or so, and one thing I've been kind of struggling with is that is just like to define, to get an understanding of what it is and how it is as a career. So, for example, when someone asks you what have you been doing, what's DevOps about, and I think the general idea is like the bridge between developers and admins. But I've been like, for example, I think one other career that I've seen um, being popular these days is like what's called a developer success or developer advocate. I've had those like jobs or careers. Yeah. So my question is, how do you DevOps do you view DevOps as its own career thing, or it's something that you're a software engineer, then once you become good at it, you start, it's like a step above being a software engineer or a system admin? So yeah, is it its own career right now, or is it just a step above being a software engineer or a system admin?
Okay. So do we have anyone here who would like to respond to that? Anyone who would like to respond to that? Okay, so I'll give you my view. So DevOps is a career on its own, and maybe from your interaction, maybe it has not come out very clearly. But DevOps, just from the definition, is just a collection of practices that bring together the activities that are done in software development and IT. And so you don't have to be a software developer first for you to be a DevOps engineer, because some of these things that bring in together the tools and everything that bring up DevOps. Maybe some things like monitoring, there may be things like CI/CD, there may be things like infrastructure automation. So these are different things that some of them actually may not require you to be a software developer, but it's important for you to know what goes on in software development, because you'll be in charge of ensuring that software can be deployed successfully, or you can be able to monitor software and know that it's performing as expected. So it's you may not require to be a software developer, because a software developer may require maybe to study, maybe learn a programming language on top of that, learn a framework, probably for backend or front end or something of the sort. But for you, you may only need a language to help you with automation. But other than that, yeah, the other things that you're doing, they're just DevOps things. Yeah.
Okay.
That things like maybe CI/CD or infrastructure management or something of the sort.
Yeah.
That,
So I
yes,
have a
Hilary.
second question, but I'm seeing, yeah, maybe you can start with Hilary.
Okay, Hilary.
So hi, maybe just to add on your answer, as you said, DevOps is certainly a different career path, but it also depends with where you're doing the DevOps. Because to some extent, there are organizations where, yes, you're supposed to come in and do DevOps, but they also need you to do a bit of Python scripts, JS scripts, a bit of automation. So not necessarily knowing, doing like a software career path, software engineering career path, but you need to have at least a bit of knowledge when it comes to writing a few scripts. DevOps, there are a couple of scripts, even if you're dealing with Kubernetes where it's a different language, but you need to have that kind of workflow in your head. So it depends also with where you want to work. But generally, as someone has said, it's a different career path. So no need of going through Moringa to do a whole software engineering course. You can just try and just move to only the DevOps side, where you'll need to deal with simple things like Docker images. So let the devs do their thing, let them package, then now you deal with the automation.
Okay, thank you, Hilary, for sharing. Yes, Tony?
Okay, so my second question, I wanted to ask someone who's worked in a team with DevOps, ideally doing the DevOps side, because so while trying to implement DevOps practices in some projects, even collaborating with some other people, I've noticed a thing where sometimes, as like someone who's learning DevOps, I think I try to do too much. So whether it's using Kubernetes or having like sort of complex automations or stuff like that. So I wanted to ask, has any of you who've been working in DevOps have ever been in a situation where you've wanted to implement some DevOps DevOps stuff, but your team isn't, like, as you implement it, you realize maybe it's making your team slower or something like that, and it's not like gelling very well. Yeah. And yeah, how to go about that.
Okay. Anyone would like to respond to that? Being in a situation where maybe people in your team are resistant to change, is that what you're asking?
Yes. Okay, maybe not resistant, but you can notice it's making them take much time to implement something. Yeah.
Okay, like the solution is making the solution is making it worse, or
Yes, you could say that. Yeah.
okay, okay.
Mm.
Anyone would like to
And
respond to that?
I think I'm asking this because I think as through like in the learning, I mean, people have said that a big thing with DevOps is the culture. So having your team on board with whatever you're doing is helpful. So yeah, that's why I was asking that.
Okay, like you've created a solution. The solution is supposed to make work easier, but people themselves do not want to use the solution, or it's the solution itself that is delaying the work.
I mean, it could be. It's not necessarily that the people aren't competent enough or anything. It's just like maybe the process is a bit complicated, and just where someone would just, let's say, code something and push to GitHub and a few things, and then it's there. Now they have to do 2 or 3 extra steps. Yeah.
Okay. So I think there is someone who is raising their hand. Yes, Collins.
I think I'm very active on this call.
Thank you.
So I think if you are putting up like a DevOps strategy, and then you realize as you're asking, the team feels or they react in terms of you've added 2 or 3 steps, then probably you're doing it all wrong. Okay, so if you're coming up with a DevOps strategy, it needs to be aligned with, first of all, what was happening before the strategy. Second, okay, I'm bringing this and this and this. Is it adding more workload to, because DevOps is basically automation. So if you're bringing in an automation that is adding more work to the people who you're trying to automate things for, then probably you should recheck whatever you're bringing on the table. Because it has to be aligned. It has to make people's work easier, not add more steps to their work. And if we are on the same line.
Yeah, good.
Oh.
Yeah, and then there is a book I can recommend to you. It's called How Google Does Site Reliability Engineering. So that one will help you learn how you can, when you are in an organization, how you can approach issues, even solving problems.
Thanks.
Yeah, okay. You're in the WhatsApp group?
Yes, I am.
Okay, I think I'll share it there.
Okay.
So, okay. Are you satisfied now?
Yes.
Okay. So I think I can read the questions in the chat and then we continue. So Colin says, what are the founders? Who are the founders and co-founders? So this is a community. I started the community, but I do not own the community. So it's a community that the members are the owners of the community. And it's something that we are hoping that will be able to live on its own, even long after we are not there, maybe when we get busy or other things. So it's something that we are just calling everyone to own the community, and you just offer the community what you can offer. If you can do a session, if you can volunteer in organizing, if you can do anything, just do your best. And let the community grow. So, but it's not owned by a specific person. So it's a community. It's owned by the community. So we are the community, all of us. So there is no we cannot say that this community belongs to anyone. It belongs to all of us. And then how do you tend to work with other communities? So we are open to any ideas. So because you've all just started, and yeah, if you have any experience with managing any communities, if you are part of any other community, and you think we can gain from it, you can reach out to me, and then we see how to do it. So, but we are open to any ideas, all ideas. Then Elsie, how does this community plan to ensure everyone feels included bila get what is this? Get keep events or opportunities. What does that mean, Elsie? Do you mind unmuting? So the WhatsApp group invite, Mamun, are you able to share the WhatsApp group invite link to this meeting, to this chat, so that others can join?
Yes, I'm sharing.
Okay, good. So how to ensure everyone? So everyone just feel in, we will try our best to ensure that we have some rules that that we have there, the expectations for the community, to ensure that people respect each other, people can be able to relate in a respectable way. So we can use those rules to guide how we relate with each other. And that one, I feel that will enable everyone to feel included in the community. And also, if anyone has any idea, if you want to present, if you have a project that you are doing, if you want to lead anything, if it's a session, if it's a talk, you just reach out and you'll be given the opportunity to do that. So everyone is included. There is no discrimination. So in case you want to do anything in the community, you'll be able to do it. So you just need to reach out so that we plan. Yeah. So, but but everything is open, and everyone can be able to contribute. So the community is not just for sharing knowledge, but also to allow people to grow. So in case you want to even try public speaking or doing something, it's an opportunity for you to do a talk or do something. So we have a lot of room for anything that you'd like to do, even organizing events, even if it's just responding to emails, setting up meetings, anything that you feel you can do, you're welcome to do that. So, and then Kamande asked, how do you go about when starting to learn about DevOps? So, yes, you're in the right place. So actually the community is part of guiding you, is here to enable you to, so that you can have a path. You can interact with people who have experience, and you can learn how to go about. So we will be doing some sessions in the community. So like one we have is the shell scripting, we have GitHub, we have, so the ones that are coming up. And we also have experts who are going to talk to us about the career path. So, and we'll be having more sessions on containerization and many other things that we have. So, but these sessions mostly will be led by you guys and other people that will get from outside. So if you have experience in any of the things, you can just reach out to me. My name is Sa on WhatsApp. So if you just find that, you can reach out to me, and then you can check that out. So we have, do we have any other question? So the WhatsApp link, has it been shared? It has been shared. So is there any other question? Yes, Collins, you're welcome to manage the community. So do we have any other question from anyone else as we wind up? So the next meeting that we are going to have will be next Sunday at the same time. So it will be from 8 to 9. So we'll be having our meetings from 8 to 9, apart from physical meetings. So physical meetings will be on Saturday. So in case there is any change in our schedule, we'll be reaching out to you. So I encourage you to join the WhatsApp group at least, so that we can be able to reach out to you there. So do we have any other question or comment from anyone? How can, Celestine is asking, how can someone succeed in their career of DevOps? So we believe in small steps. So even as we've just started the community, and we know something will come out of it. So you just start, and the little you do small steps every day, and you'll be able to be successful. So you don't have to go and learn everything at a go. You'll be overwhelmed. So you just start with one thing. There are many things that you can learn. So for example, you can do shell scripting once you're done, or learn about containers, or even learn Python, or you just learn one language that can help you to automate. So you just start somewhere where you feel comfortable, and then you pick up from there. Even an operating system, you can learn about an operating system like Linux. So you can just start anywhere where you feel comfortable, and ensure you master that, and then you go to the next thing. And you can reach out to the community when you have the questions. Reach out on the WhatsApp group. We also have our LinkedIn group. So those who have not joined our LinkedIn group, so ensure you join the LinkedIn group. It's called Nairobi DevOps Community, and also Twitter at Nairobi DevOps. So join the community, and we also post questions. So like on the LinkedIn, we post questions every day from Monday to Friday. So you can be looking at those questions, and they can guide you on what you need to learn in case you do not know something, and you can even see how people are answering and learn something from it. Okay, so I think that is it from me. You're welcome, Celestine. So in case there is no other question or comment from anyone, I think we'll be interacting more, and I look forward to seeing you guys. And I actually encourage you to share what you're learning, anything. Share on this channel, share on WhatsApp, share on LinkedIn community. Anyone can post. So feel free to post if you're on LinkedIn or on WhatsApp. Post anything that you are learning, or anything that any resources that you have. Just post that, and other people can be able to learn from it and ask questions. So that is it, and I wish you guys a good week ahead. Yes, Anisha?
No, just ignore that. It was by mistake.
Okay. So I wish you guys a good week, and looking forward to meeting you next week on Sunday at 8 p.m. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Sam. Good night,
Thanks.
everyone.
Thank you. Have a good night.
Okay, you too.